for the playlist with all the other.
That was really good. So just check out the game, and thanks, Phil, for this super cool Q&A.
Welcome back to Deck13 Inside, the show where the beard and hairstyle of the host gets more and more out of control each episode. Not even kidding, just check episode 1 for reference. Anyhow, my name is Phil. I'm here with our creative director Jan Klose, and today we are talking about the launch of Surge 2. Surge 2 came out last week on PC, PS4 and Xbox. And Jan, how do you feel about the launch in general?
I think it's always crazy when you launch a product that you've been working on for 2.5 or 3 years, which was the case here with Surge 2. I'm super happy because this is the highest rated game we did in this genre, or with role-playing games in general, starting with Venetica in 2009, and now it's like number 4 we did. We got really cool reviews, and what I like most is that we try to change a lot from Surge 1 to Surge 2, and it seems to have paid off, so people really appreciate the things that we did new and better and different this time, instead of saying no, that was not the direction. This is always when there's a launch, then I'm really eager to watch and see, okay, was it the right direction? Did we do the right things? And then of course you have different reviews, and some people say, no, I hate what you did there, and others say, yeah, it's the best thing you ever did. So it takes some time, of course, to sort out really what went really good and where's still room for improvement. But right now it's just cool that we have really good ratings, and the rest, I mean, there will be the weeks to follow to really see all the details, and we'll still closely monitor everything that's coming in, of course.
So we asked the community out there to give us some questions, and YOLO Blaine YOLO on Instagram asked, what creative hurdles did you and the team face when coming up with ideas to make the Surge 2 a unique game from the first one?
Well, I think if you do it part 2, then at the beginning it sounds very easy. You say, oh, we already have the stuff, we just need to do more, do better stuff. But then it turns out it's way harder than creating something really new, because everything has been there already. We cannot sell it again. We don't want to produce it again, you know? So the question is, how do we really make it feel like something new? We had one very, very good asset at the beginning, which was the idea to transfer it into a city. So we said, okay, if we just change from this like smaller building factory thing into a city, there's a lot of things that are connected with this. We need new level design, new ways you move around, and so on, more interconnectivity, and this all went together with the idea of more freedom from the player perspective, more choice. So we said, okay, we got a very, very different location, we got more choice for the player, and I think these were the basic things. And also we wanted to upgrade the whole fighting thing without losing stuff, which again is the biggest hurdle. Say, we shouldn't lose this stuff, we want to have it again, but also this needs to be totally new and fresh. So I think we came up with stuff like the directional blocking, which helped us a lot because it's really new and adds something to the combat, and some other stuff like with the drones with range combat. So, but I think really the trickiest part was to find out how to create a new soul for the game, a new idea, a new really like entity that is something unique. We had some stuff that helped us, and some, I hope we struck the right balance. It feels like it, but everybody needs to find out for themselves, I guess.
Short questions, short answers. What was the main reason for having no guns in Surge 2?
We do have guns. You have the range combat with the drone, but we don't have like guns in your hands, and there's a lot of enemies having guns, and you can take them and put them on your drone. So you do have guns. That's the answer.
Are we going to see another Surge?
We will see. We'll see more of the Surge if it's a new game. We will see. Now we just released this one. Let's see what the future holds.
How do I get a job as a game designer at Deck13?
You apply. You go to the website, and then you apply and send us your application, and then maybe you become a game designer.
What was the biggest challenge while making the Surge 2?
Not falling into the trap making a Surge 1.5.
Any chance for a PvP mode in Surge 2?
I mean, we do have online features in the game, a lot of them, and I mean, this was our step up in terms of online, and I think this will be about it, and maybe there'll be some upgrades to that.
Which is your favorite weapon class? It must be the spear, right?
What? No, it's punching gloves or double duty, but what makes you think it's a spear?
Your social media guy seems like a very handsome and talented person. Where did you find him?
On the streets, but sometimes you're just lucky. You mean, sometimes say, hey, you got a nice beard, man. Would you like to do social media? And I think he didn't have a job, so he said yes.
Argo Kibel asked on Twitter, when you have people that love the game and then some that don't, and they both feel exactly the opposite about something. For example, I see some people complaining about bosses in story, but I think they're great. How do you make sense of such different feedback as a dev? I mean, I can always invite them for the release party, I think, but how do you make sense of it?
That's actually something really tricky when people really feel different. So I think there's two ways of doing that. One is really saying, we're with the one group and this is what we want to do, and the others, well, we're sorry, but this is the game we want to make. Like, this is the artistic maybe answer to it. But actually, my feeling is, if people are really split about something, there is some truth in like both versions normally. So this means that something maybe didn't work out like we wanted, because if we now say bosses and story, there's maybe some flaws in there also, or some taste things that really also in the studio maybe we had different opinions on. So I have the feeling these are things we can touch on and see why do people not like it, and in many cases a developer can really then make out the core of it and come up maybe for a future game with an idea that incorporates both. So it's tricky, but you can always find some truth where you mix ideas and in the end come out with one that might be convincing to more people next time.
Robert Schneider Art on Instagram asked, what content did not make it into the final game due to budget or time limitations?
Normally we have to throw out a lot of stuff because it just doesn't fit into the schedule and so on. But this time I think we didn't really cut out a lot. So normally some parts of the levels, they just disappear during development, but I think we're really very close to what we imagined at the beginning. It even got a bit bigger. So some levels were supposed to be smaller, but when people designed them and played them, yeah, like feature creep, you know, stuff like creeps in and then you need to handle it. So I think we had more the problem that there was a lot in the game. What we did throw out is one weapon class. So it was planned that we had 10 weapon classes. In the end we had 9, but we put way more different weapons in the game, and this class was thrown out because just it didn't differentiate enough from the other weapons, and it would have taken a long time maybe to find a new angle for this, new ideas for this. So we said, okay, we already have way more than we had in the first one where we had 5, so let's just focus on the new ones, make them really good instead of just having more variety but there's no gameplay value in that. So I think we're pretty close to what we wanted. Yeah, small things of course always like go somewhere and maybe they disappear, but in general I think it's pretty much what we wanted, a bit more even.
David Krabicek, I'm sorry for butchering your name, asked on Facebook, hi guys, any news about updates for consoles?
Yeah, we're working on updates for consoles, or maybe they have already been released when you're watching this video, because we're like doing this full steam. And of course there were some issues people were experiencing and we tried to iron those out first. And also, of course, we want to see how people play the game and give you other updates that are just content updates, improving stuff that you experience, like flow stuff, balancing stuff that we're also putting in. So in terms of like ironing out bugs and also like putting in new features, we're constantly working on this. We're at no place abandoning any of our versions. You can see this with Surge 1, where there was so much additional content coming out, so many DLCs coming out, also free stuff coming out, and we'll of course do similar stuff for Surge 2 and all the time like monitor what's going on and how can we improve stuff and deliver lots of updates for the game throughout the whole course of its existence actually.
And that's it for this week of Deck13 Insight. The Surge 2 is out now on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. Please go explore Jericho City. If you view this on YouTube, you can click right here for the latest episode or right here for the playlist with all the other...
That was really good, so just check out the game, and thanks Phil for this super cool Q&A. See you next time.